I get this question asked a lot. Where do you get the kit? How much does the kit cost? And how do you install the kit for a wide body classic Mustang? And we'll cover that in this video, and it's much simpler than you guys think. All right, so this kit is made by Maier Racing. In the description, I'm going to put their website, link to the kit and all that good stuff. And I'll go ahead and show you a picture of what the kit looks like, the original kit. Then now you can kind of see my car doesn't quite have the whole kit. And that was intentional because I kind of wanted the wide body, but I wanted to keep things simple, along with I wanted a different hood, and that was for a certain purpose, future-proofing the car, and we'll get right on into it. Pretty much the whole body kit comes from Maier Racing, except for the wing. Now the wing gets, I'm sorry, not a wing, but a spoiler. The spoiler gets a lot of attention, and this is from S&W Race Cars. Very plain little, aluminum. I kept it raw because it kind of goes with the rough look of the car. It's perfect. Along with, I got some anodized blue aluminum bolts that actually have the safety tie wire holes. That's what those holes are for. And basically that's what's holding this guy to the trunk. Now, you're seeing that I have a lot of body parts that are not quite original to the car, so let's cover what is original, which is a very short list. Basically, unibody is an original 1965 Mustang. The trunk, that is a metal trunk, and that is original to the car, so I drilled and bolted that spoiler to an original hood. This is a repop bumper, repop balance. I have metal quarter panels here, however, the flare is fiberglass. For the most part, it's a pretty original car. These are reproduction doors, but they are metal. Now, kind of getting to the front end, there's nothing metal on the front end. This is all fiberglass, 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 fiberglass. Oh, these buckets, I did keep these to be metal. So this is metal, grill's metal, of course. But for the most part, yeah, that's it. Everything else is a Maier Racing wide body kit, which if you do need new buckets or headlight stuff, they do make these in fiberglass to kind of go with the rest of it. Same with those middle grill piece. They actually make those to be one big piece if you really wanted it to. Might keep things simple, but I already had those. They were still good, so I opted out from purchasing those and decided, you know what, let me just reuse what I got. Now, how things attach to the car. All right, so we're gonna go from easiest to hardest, okay? Easiest thing to attach is the hood. The hood, it comes with the bolt holes where a hood should bolt up to, bolts right to the factory hood hinges, and then all you have to do is drill out for your hood pins. I highly recommend, if not mandate, that you use hood pins on your fiberglass hood. Don't do this. I'm gonna depend on the hood. Yeah, no, it don't work. Okay, trust me, it don't work. So get hood pins. If you want to do it the Ryan way, which it's fine if you don't. I guess I'd understand why, but if you want to take my advice, use hood pins. Okay, if you take anything away from this, use hood pins. Even my metal original 1965 hood, the hood latch failed, so still need hood pins even on the factory hood. So use hood pins. Now that's the easiest. The next thing to figure out is, well, when you get these, they're kind of blank fenders, like they just pop out of a mold. So there's no holes for the headlights, there's no, or anything like that, which there really doesn't need to be. but there's no access hole for the wiring loom to go through. You have to kind of drill that out if you need to, or cut that away, which also means there's no built-in fasteners where you can use like the little brackets or the hardware that the original Mustang kind of assembles with. It doesn't have any of that. So what I have done, excuse the mess. So what I have done is I use riv nuts. These guys. I use riv nuts. These right here, you drill a hole inside of the fiberglass, and there's a gun that will squish this and basically gives you a threaded hole for you to bolt something up to it. Where did this come from? Maybe there? Yeah. So don't think too deep on how do I fasten and use hardware to attach all this to the car. Use rib nuts. Super simple. If you want to keep it even simpler, make sure you use it all to be a 3/8. What is it? So I think you either use like a 6mm by 1mm threads. I think that's by millimeter threads. Yeah. So 6x1, or you can use like a 3/8 bolt. Something, you know, that would be the simplest thing, because then one size bolt can detach every fastener off the front end of your car. Now, what does differ from that, what I just said, is how it attaches the fenders. I used, and I try to mimic as close as possible to the factory fasteners to bolt the fenders on. These are complete fender replacements. Complete fender replacements, okay? I think they do sell just the flare, but trust me, save yourself the headache in the bodywork. Buy the whole fender. If not, I think that might be the only option at this point. But at the same time, if it is an option, buy the whole fender. Trust me, buy the whole fender. Then, like I said, all your headlights, the buckets, all that good stuff, you're going to drill out holes in the factory locations of where they go, so that it makes it simpler, and then you can just thread everything in like it was intended from the factory, and it gives you that nice OEM look. If you're a body guy, I am not a body guy, then you can close up all these gaps and make them look even tighter, even better. This was probably your next hardest. This one and this guy are probably your next hardest to fit on the car. I will tell you right now, I wish I didn't order these in 2 pieces. They can make the Shelby style bumper and the competition front splitter. They make one that's a little less extreme, that's smaller. They make one even more radical, but this is the middle one. I wish I got this molded to the bumper. They can do that for you. I was thinking, what if I hit something and I can just replace that and it won't damage anything? No, just if I were to do it again, I would buy this as one piece, and then that just riv nut where the bumper attaches here, and it all bolts together. So that covers hood, fenders, and kind of the front nose. Now let's get to probably the hardest, which is going to be your rear flares. The rear flares are most definitely the hardest part to attach to the car. Now, I'm going to make sure I put on the screen some pictures, because I don't think I did a good job videoing me doing the process to this. I'm definitely going to show you, I guess, point to show you what I had done. However, I do have pictures. I'll put the pictures up on here. Now, you are basically doing an over fender. That's basically what you're doing. And so, to do an over fender, you're going to go on the quarter panel and you're going to cut off the lip so that, you know, the wheel can go upward and you can get a wider wheel that comes further out. Then you're going to refabricate and reshape the fender well to extend outward, and that's going to reseal the inside of the car, because you need to be able to reseal the inside of the car. It keeps all the mud, dirt, water, anything that this wheel's going to kick up or outside elements, it keeps it out of the car. So you need to refabricate that before you move on, before you stick this on. Now, you can kind of see it. Again, I'm terrible at bodywork, but you can see the seam. You can see the seam to the panel that you purchased, and you just line it up as best you can, and you will take thin sheet metal screws. I say thin sheet metal screws is, you know, that's what you need to try to use, and you're going to put them every about 1.5 inches on that panel to attach it to it. Now, once that's attached and you've worked it out the correct position, you've smoothed it all out, you have a good transition, not like me, but you have a better transition than me. Once you get that all settled, you're going to unscrew it, leave the screws alone, the screw holes alone. You're going to then take 3M panel bond. 3M panel bond. That stuff is stronger than metal itself, stronger than the metal that probably holds this thing together. And that's the stuff, the 2-part epoxy that you're going to adhere this to. And so you'll take it, you'll fill basically everywhere you possibly can on the backside of this panel that's going to attach to the car. And you're going to just coat it in 3M panel bond from the base of this wheel all to the top of there and to the front end of there. And once you have that all settled, you have the position correct, you have everything good, you're going to take all those screws and you're going to put them all back in. Put them all back in. And you're basically going to probably take about, I think I waited 2 to 3 days of making sure it cured. I think it's a 24-hour cure. I left it there for 3 days. Didn't touch it, didn't mess with it. I let it just adhere to the car. Now, when that's all done, you remove the screws. You should have leftover 3M panel bond. 3M panel bond, okay, here's what you do with the extra. Or buy extra so you can have extra. 3M panel bond actually works really, really good as kind of like a body filler. And it's going to be really strong. So, I mean, it's expensive, so you're not going to go carry it away. But at the same time, that's a good use of something you're probably never going to be able to use. You can get rid of the canisters because it's going to harden, it's going to ruin. So you might as well take advantage of the little bit you got left and use this body filler to try and smooth out all the panel seams. And like I said, it'll be way stronger than Bondo. So far you don't see any cracking on the bodywork on my car. All right, let's go to the Maier Racing website together. I know this is probably not the best way of doing this, but I don't know, it feels like it's the best way to kind of roll around. So we'll go up here, let's search for kits. They have several kits, and not just for 65. So here's 67, 68 tribute car. There's the Roman kit. That's for a 65, but it's a little different. The fender flares, this one looks like it's swooping out or skirting out. That one feels like it's more bubbling out. There's Old Blue. That's not really super wide, but it does give you like a nice modest flare, you know, like I know a lot of guys like this one who want to keep that original look to it, and they just want that little bit of an edge, a little bit of a flare that'll just kind of prevent the car from looking so square. And here's the kit that I had ordered. It's called the Adams kit. There's also the Italian Monster. They also have the Eleanor kits, or the E kit. But let's go ahead and click on the Adams kit. Adams kit is what I have. So when you get the Adams kit, you get here's where we're going to talk about the differences that I have and in what comes with the whole kit if you buy the whole kit. So like I said, I don't have any of the headlight buckets or anything like that. I don't have that hood. I have a different hood. I have a 3-inch cowl hood. That's on this website too if you go search for it. I have the fenders. I have the front bumper. I have the front valance. There's the rear. There's the rear. There's the front, just like I got it. All looking the same. Yep. And then I got the rear quarter. That's basically all I got. Now, if you want, so if you buy the whole kit, right? If you buy the whole kit, there's the price, $4,700. That comes with the hood, comes with front fenders, rear flares, race apron, a spoiler. Oh, that's something else. There's a trunk spoiler for this kit. That's something else. Like I told you, I used the S&W race car spoiler, and I have the original trunk lid, so I saved a little money from not buying that one. The headlight surroundings, the buckets, tie brace. This is between the light buckets that like basically this grill part. Stock trunk with end caps. So yeah, the end caps on the end of the quarter panels, I didn't need that because mine were fine. Snug fit rear bumper, I did not get that. I might get that, but I don't have that. I kind of like the metal one, actually. I might keep the metal one because if I do need a little bit of a push, there's something solid back there. Then the back valance, I don't have the back valance. Now, all these pieces can be ordered individually, and like they say, you're saving 10% if you just buy the whole kit. So now, if we go to fiberglass and let's go to individual parts. We'll go 65 Mustang. There you go. There's the cowl hood, $900. Flares, they kind of range to different. Roman flares can go from 500 to 900. The trunks is 900. Scoops, I don't have scoops. They're scoops. Pretty much all their hoods are about $900. Let's see. But yeah, for the most part, if you need to browse and you want to get to the specifics, that's where you go. So I hope that this clears some things up. It's a very simple body kit. It's just best not to overthink it because I know a lot of guys, they think that they have the classic car. They don't want to ruin it. Trust me, man. You're not going to ruin it. It's going to be all right. It's practically like two additional steps to bolting on just like a factory body component. Minus those take some extra work. So I hope this helped. If you guys have any questions, anything specific on the body kit, the cost, the installation, how do I do this, how do I do that, I'd be happy to help you guys down in the comments below. You just gotta, don't be afraid to ask the comment. Don't be afraid to ask the question, because if you don't ask the question, I can't give you the answer. Now, leave me a like below. Drop a comment down below if you just say, hey, that was a nice body kit, or maybe you might get into how to get the wheel measurement. So actually, that's a pretty simple thing too. I kind of just went with stock back spacing. You just make the wheel wider. So that's probably the question. That's probably the answer to the question you're about to ask. What's the wheel offset? It's 4.5. It's 4-inch back spacing front and rear, but it's just widened to fit the 4 extra inches of width on the fender flares. Now, any other questions? Write them down below. Hey, if you're new here, if this is your first time, go ahead and why don't you drop me a subscribe, and we'll have more consistent videos coming out. I have plans for a whole bunch of videos to actually start dropping weekly. So if you guys are curious of more content, let me know. I think we're going to get into some racing. If we can get into racing, we've got some funny joke and prank videos that are in mind. And we're also, this is always and never ending going to be a wrenching project. So you'll get plenty of wrenching on this thing. So go ahead, hit subscribe so you can see all of that. You get the notifications when they get posted. I will say this, I like to post videos Saturday morning. So just FYI for you guys wondering when I post, I kind of like doing it on Saturday morning. So drop a comment down below. Let me know if you want to see more, have questions, or, you know, I take compliments. Don't worry. So if it's your first time here, why don't you think about subscribing, and I will see you guys later.